Everyone's biggest concerns when moving to the coast of Alabama. Today we're going to talk about what everyone's biggest concerns are when moving to the Gulf Coast of Alabama, and I'm going to save the very most asked question, the biggest concern that people ask us, for last, so make sure you stay tuned all the way till the end, guys. You're here because you're considering moving or visiting and you're doing your recon. Good for you. The only way you're going to have a poor experience here is if you don't do your research. You need to discover what part of Alabama is going to meet your needs and satisfy your lifestyle. If you just go on Google and search up cheapest places to live in Alabama and expect that it's going to be an amazing, positive experience, well then, I'm sorry, but you're kind of a fool. Watch our videos, call us with questions, but let's stay on track with today's video on biggest concerns when moving to coastal Alabama. Now I gotta tell you, the coast of Alabama is not only popular with the locals, but it's also a popular vacation destination, so you're gonna see a lot of those tourists during our summer months, and you'll meet a fair amount of military members who happen to get stationed in the area, and then there's people who come to visit us transplants or transplants like ourselves who just never left. It seems like everyone falls in love with it here because of the southern hospitality, the history, the amazing beaches that are like no other, but what about those conflicts and those struggles? This is something I hesitate to talk about because who wants to speak on concerns or things that are negative or that stress people out or make people uncomfortable? I know I certainly don't, but apparently everyone else does because y'all asked for it and I'm here for you. Here it is, but please make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons and show us some support on our channel. You don't know how much it helps. Okay, so as y'all know, Alabama is part of the Deep South, and you might even hear some people refer to it as the Bible Belt or the Cotton State, or my personal favorite, the Redneck Riviera. Now, some people might take these stereotypes as negative, but I'm here to tell y'all that that's exactly what they are. They're just stereotypes. Now, does that mean that everyone has big jacked up trucks, Confederate flags, and goes to church on Sunday? No, it doesn't, but some people do. And some of those people are the nicest, most down-to-earth people that I've ever met, if not the nicest people I've met. I personally like the Southern culture and the conservative outlooks they have. I've lived in parts of the country where it was the exact opposite, and let's just say I'll take this any day of the week. I feel like this has been a very safe and wholesome place for my family and my kids to grow up in, so much that I just had another baby 1 week ago. 1 week today, and I'm really looking forward to him growing up here in the Deep South. So let's talk. Living here on the coast of Alabama, will you see people walking around with guns on the side of their hips or Trump flags in front of their house or on the back of their bumper? Yeah, probably, if I'm being honest. These are also the same people that'll stop for you when you're stranded on the side of the road with a flat tire. Ask me how I know. We literally had this happen in Fairhope, Alabama last month on our way home from the Christmas parade. Tony hugged a curb and we had a blowout. Don't laugh too hard. He is a far better driver than me. But anyways, within seconds, someone pulled over with a large jack and they helped us with the tire just because it wasn't roadside assistance. It was super dark out and this man had a family that he'd no doubt rather have gone home to. But he stopped, and that's just how it is down here. That's the Southern culture. You see someone on the side of the road, you help. And while he was helping us, we found out that our kids actually went to high school together. So just a small town and everyone's really nice to each other. So I don't know about you, but I'll take that any day of the week over a big metro city where people won't even move over to the next lane when they see you pulled over. All right, now let's move on to the very next thing that comes to mind when you think of coastal living, and that's the weather. When people think about moving to Alabama, they're predominantly concerned about the hurricane and tornado conditions, and for good reason, because we do have year-round beautiful weather, but we do get some like more intense storms like hurricanes and tornadoes. Today it's almost 70 degrees in January. The average annual temp in the entire state is around 64 degrees. So you really can't beat that, especially if you're an outdoorsy type of person. But if you're not, then know the summer heat can be a scorcher, and boy, it is humid. So if you can't handle humidity, don't move here, just don't. Our summers involve a lot of sweat, and if you plan on being outside, there's no avoiding it. Another concern that comes up is the average rainfall. We get a lot of that too. Heavy rainfall can be a daily occurrence during the spring and summer months. If you're not used to cutting the grass most of the year, then this might be a concern for you. I personally like it. All that rain keeps everything bright and vibrant and green, and we get flowers blooming every single month. It's not like Seattle where it's gloomy all day either. It usually comes down all at once and then it's just done. It's just enough to water everything so it can grow and look like Jumanji outside.
This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
And then the sun's back out and you can just go about your day and enjoy the sunshine. Bottom line, if you don't like hot, wet, and humid, then this might not be the place for you. I'll give you an example. If you're not comfortable with putting on a t-shirt and walking outside and it almost immediately being like drenched and sticking to you, then this might not be the place for you. After weather conditions, most people, if not all of them, are always concerned about the neighborhoods and the crime rates here in Lower Alabama. And overall, I'm no FBI census, but judging from this map that we got from crimegrade.org, I see a lot of green, a little yellow, and a small amount of red. Now let's briefly talk about the red. Just like any other place in the country or the world for that matter, if you have a lot of people, you have more opportunities for crime. But from a personal perspective, I've never felt unsafe or unwanted anywhere in our area. Where there's more people, there's more opportunities for crime, plain and simple. But when it comes to the neighborhoods surrounding Lower Alabama, I've never felt more safe than anywhere else in the entire country. And I've lived in quite a few different areas over the years. You really get a sense of community within a lot of our towns, and you'll experience it almost everywhere you go. Over the years, the education system in Alabama has improved significantly too. In fact, compared to the year 2000, the educational infrastructure has improved at a rapid rate. The high school graduation rate in the state is around 75%. Some of the best institutes on the coast are University of Mobile, Spring Hill College, University of South Alabama, and Coastal Alabama School. When I was going to school here, the absolute best part was that the traffic was slim to none, especially compared to the University of Chicago. That was what I was used to, and here traffic is like non-existent. And I know you really can't compare the two, but traffic down here is really a lot simpler. If you're used to honking, traffic jams, sitting and not moving for hours on end, and you're wondering why you live here, then you've come to the right place, because you're not gonna get that here. 10 to 20 minutes tops. That's what's considered a traffic jam here, and locals think it's pretty bad, but it's literally like such a treat for us. No joke, I used to dream of 20-minute traffic jams, and you can make that a reality here too. You just have to call your #1 relocation team right here in Lower Alabama. Now on to the absolute #1 asked question, the one thing everyone always asks us about, and that's the job market, the career fields, and what everyone is doing to make a living down here. After all, everyone wants to live in paradise next to the beaches with great friendly people, low cost of living, but still be able to have nice things. So how do you still do all that and afford a nice house and go on vacations whenever you want and all that good stuff? Is that possible in Lower Alabama? And the answer is yes, of course it is. We have industries that are thriving in Mobile County, a little more than Baldwin County, like manufacturing, but overall you'll see a lot of similarities between the two. So let's pull up both counties side by side and take a quick look. Retail takes a big chunk in both areas. So does healthcare, food services, construction, and the education system. So it really depends on what you want to do and where you want to be and what your plans are for sure. I'd say a quarter of our clients are retired or are planning on retiring in the near future, and they're planning on coming here because of the tax benefits that they're going to receive. There are so many benefits and way more pros than there are cons. So if you're considering making a move down here to Lower Alabama, give us a call. Don't hesitate. That's why we make these videos, to help you all out. So until the next one, we'll see y'all later.